When we start lifting, we find ourselves in one of two states. We are either too small, so we gotta bulk up, or we're too fat, which means we gotta cut down. There's no in between. Jokes aside, this question has been in every lifter's mind since the dawn of time. Or is it just me? Anyway, I know how difficult it is to make a decision, especially a decision that is as crucial, pivotal, and irreversible as to whether we should cut or bulk. First of all, what dictates our decision? How do we know whether we should bulk or cut? Well, obviously, it's how we look. Whether we feel we're too skinny or too big. But what if we're neither? What if we're skinny fat, or not lean but also not too fat? What is the right strategy to take? Second of all, we need to understand that what matters more than deciding what to do is to stick to it and avoid continuously changing our strategy, because then we find ourselves stuck where nothing will change. Okay, so what if it is bulking and cutting? Bulking is when you eat more calories than your body burns, so you can build muscle. The goal is to fuel your training with enough protein, carbs, and fats so your body has the raw materials to grow. You're going to gain some fat along the way. It's a part of the process. But the main focus is strength, performance, and putting on lean mass. Think of it as a dedicated phase where you give your body more than it needs to build muscle. Cutting is when you eat fewer calories than your body burns, so you can lose fat while holding on to as much muscle as possible. The goal isn't to starve yourself. It's setting up your diet so protein stays high, training stays consistent, and recovery is managed, so your body drops fat without eating into the muscle you worked so hard to build. The goal is to look leaner and more defined. Here's where we have a problem. When you're cutting, the first fear that hits is, damn, I'm looking small. You start second guessing if you're losing muscle, if all that work for the gym was for nothing. Then, when you switch to bulking, it flips. Suddenly, you're worried about getting fat, that you're losing your definition and how you look overall. The back and forth voice of not enough never really goes away. But don't worry, it's normal. Every lifter deals with it. To be as lean as possible and as big as possible instantly. But the truth is, we can't have both at once. The real trap is when we act on it too early. That's where most people go wrong. They'll start cutting, feel small after 2 weeks, and then panic and jump back into the bulk. Or they'll bulk, see a little fat gain, freak out, and go back into cutting. What happens is that we never give either phase the time it actually needs, never getting truly lean, never building real size, and always stuck in the middle. If we want results, we first need to accept how we look right now, and understand that it takes time. Instead of looking for the perfect way to reach our goal, we need to act on a good enough plan and carry on with it until we reach it. However, when to bulk and when to cut really comes down to where we are right now. If you're carrying more body fat, it usually makes sense to lean down first. If you're already on the leaner side, that's the perfect spot to start building. But there isn't one perfect number for everyone. It depends on your goals, how you want to look in the short term, and where you want to be in the long term. If you lean and want to push size, bulk. If you feel too big and you want to get leaner, cut. And if you're somewhere in the middle, the choice is yours. Pick whatever lines up with your goals and stick to it. However, you should know that starting from a leaner place usually makes things easier. When you can see the results in the mirror, it keeps us more motivated. And once you've already proven to yourself that you can cut down, it takes away a lot of that fear of bulking, because you know you can always get leaner again and again. When you choose to bulk or cut, you've got to actually commit. 3 to 4 months at least, and stick to it. If you jump back and forth every couple of weeks, you kill your own progress before it even starts. The gray zone where nothing happens. You're not building muscle, you're not getting leaner, you're stuck. Also, discomfort is a part of the process. Feeling small when cutting or feeling too big when bulking, and it's normal, it doesn't mean you're failing. And the truth is, there's no magic state that you'll feel huge and shredded at the same time. Don't try to chase both at once. Bulk when you're lean enough to handle it. Cut when you're carrying more fat than you want. And if you're not sure where to start, leaning out first usually sets you up better for what comes next. At the end of the day, stop looking for the perfect way. Step after step, phase after phase. You don't need to rush anything. You just need to keep moving forward. If you'll do that, the results will come, and it will get easier. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment what decision have you made? Are you bulking, are you cutting, and why? Thanks for watching.